Hey guys, Sports Talk in the Mancave. We are back again. So much has happened since last time, man. I've gained weight and Gilbert got a hat and we're doing good, man. So, hey, let's kind of talk about the NFL. We're kind of in midseason and we want to talk about some of the teams that are doing great. So, uh, Carlos, what are some of your teams that you're looking at that you might think are good Super Bowl contenders?
Well, my original pick for the Super Bowl was the Seahawks and the Kansas City Chiefs. And right now, I know the Steelers are undefeated, and I know the AFC is looking pretty competitive over there. But I can't pick against KC in the playoffs, so I'm sticking with them in the AFC. And the NFC, I'm still sticking with the Seahawks too, even though there's a few good teams too. But I'm still sticking with the Seahawks if they're healthy to go to the Super Bowl.
Gilbert, you agree with that?
Yeah. I mean, the Steelers have been the most consistent team. You want to go consistency, you got to go with the Steelers. But yeah, I mean, the playoffs is hard to go against that man in Kansas City, Patrick Mahomes. Really hard. And the NFC, I still think is wide open. I think it's going to depend on home field advantage. Whoever can get that home field advantage, whether it be the Packers, the Seahawks, or a dark horse team that comes out. I mean, I think that's going to be the key, that home field advantage.
Yeah. Charlie, what do you think?
I don't know. I believe I had picked the Baltimore team there, but
I think you have.
but Kansas City, it's tough to go against them. Pittsburgh's there, but probably would be Kansas City. And I guess I'm leaning more to the Packers. I think they're a little bit more consistent than even the Seahawks at this point.
They lost to two 1-5 teams.
It's all right.
Yeah,
But sometimes I don't know. That's just what I think right
It
now.
seems it's been that type of year. I mean, it's like a Jekyll and Hyde year. You know what? You never knew. You don't know what you're going to get this year.
Yeah.
Well, I think I kind of agree that Kansas City is hard to pick against, but I'm really hoping that Tennessee turns it up and that Tennessee goes.
Tennessee's also up and down, boy.
Yeah, they're up and down, but hopefully they'll be up at the right time.
Yeah.
Although Pittsburgh's going to be hard to beat. I think they're going to be hard to beat. They're pretty good. I mean, they've played a couple of rough games here lately, especially with the Cowboys, but they're going to be hard to beat. I mean,
It all depends on COVID. Remember, Roethlisberger may not play this game. He has to test negative again on Saturday in order for him to play, and the preparation is not going to be there as it is because, of course, he's like us on Zoom and stuff.
And then the NFC, I mean, I really just see Philadelphia kicking butt and doing no.
Whoever wins the NFC East.
Whoever wins the NFC East is going to take it for sure, man. Because the Cowboys are kind of creeping up and they're doing better. No, right now the way it looks, I mean, New Orleans looks like they might be the team to beat. I don't know. So I think my picks have changed a little bit. So I'm going to go with Tennessee and New Orleans, and see how that turns out. It's interesting. At least it's a little bit more interesting. I didn't think it was going to be this competitive.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we're not picking the same teams as each one of us has our own team.
Yeah. So that's a good thing. That's a good thing. Hey, but anyway, what other teams are kind of sparking your interest a little bit, Gilbert? Do you see anybody else that looks good that you'd like to see?
Man, I think I want to talk about Tampa Bay a little bit. Tampa Bay, I think that they're, everybody hypes them up so much when they win a game, and they don't give them enough, they don't give them enough bad publicity when they lose. Tampa Bay, to be honest with you guys, and I told you guys this last year, Tom Brady's the weak link on that team. They are loaded on both sides of the offense and defense. If they're going to lose in the playoffs, it's going to be because of Tom Brady.
Damn. Well, I don't know. This game was awful, man. Defensively, they were bad. Offensively, they
were even worse. Tom Brady gave me a whole point and a half in my fantasy.
And you still won, man.
I still won. And
he had all that garbage time, Charlie. He had all that garbage time. I didn't see him throw for 300-400 yards.
That's right, because you only had 0.2 points. So you got to.
Yeah, there's a lot of quarterbacks getting blown out nowadays. I don't see them throwing for 300-400 yards, and they're just airing the ball out.
Man.
Yeah, he's not too impressive.
threw up like 3 interceptions.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did.
And they were ugly passes.
Horrible.
They were
Horrible, horrible.
I mean,
he would get me a point
and
and a half and then lose me 2 points, and get me a point and a half and lose me 2 points.
Yeah.
So, well, good thing I didn't need him this week.
Yeah,
I'll need him next week, Chuck.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you guys playing each other? Oh,
yeah.
I'm going to win.
It's going to be good. All right. So, hey, there's let's talk a little college football here. The 2 quarterbacks are the top rated quarterbacks right now, which is Lawrence, right? And also Fields. And those 2 guys. And it looks like Fields is possibly going to get the Heisman this year. Trevor Lawrence is out because of COVID. But what do you guys think about that? What do you think are the possibilities that the Cowboys, if they tank, which they may not, but they might win their division. But if they do tank, what are the chances that they're going to draft it? Jerry Jones says, no, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it.
Look,
I don't
if we can, we're not getting the first pick. The Jets got that wrapped up. The Jets are getting the first pick. We might get the second pick. If we do, I think they're taking one of those quarterbacks, whichever one's available, which is probably Fields, because Trevor Lawrence is going to probably go first.
Yeah.
But we're not passing them up. I'll tell you that.
Yeah. Charlie,
I think it's a bunch of smoke screen. Jerry Jones wants to say that, but he wants to be politically correct. He also doesn't want to offend Dak and his agent, just in case they win a little bit more games where they don't have, they're not in position to draft any of those 2 guys. Right. But if you cannot, if it's Lawrence or Fields, those guys are special. You cannot pass up those guys. Those guys are elite quarterbacks, potential. So that's the type of talent that you don't just kind of just say, oh, you know what, we have Dak. No, Dak, I think he's top 10, but he's not in that Aaron Rodgers type of elite quarterback for a lot of years to come.
Now, a lot of people are going to argue with you and say, well, he throws for 450 yards, 500 yards, and he should be elite, and he should be up there with Rodgers. What do you say to that?
Well, I think that he could have been this year. It just depended if remember, he had a new head coach coming in. They had they had to implement CeeDee Lamb. They had some injuries on the line. We just don't know what happened because it's a long year. Then you see the teams. Some great teams are losing to bad teams too. So it's a marathon, not a sprint. So we don't know yet.
Right, Charlie, what do you think?
Well, I'm thinking that if they're available at the position that they pick, it wouldn't be wise not to pick one of those 2 guys. But if they're not available, what I'm thinking is they need to fix this offensive line and get the best linemen out there. Our linemen after the first string, like if they drop 10 notches out of the 10 notches.
You think linemen are a priority over our defense right now?
Oh, yes, I do. I just saw a game. Who was the game, David, that we mentioned? They come in, but they have a solid line, and the quarterback just comes in and does a great job. Everything starts with the offensive lineman. I have to agree with the Nixon coach, Toby, that everything starts with the offensive line. If that offensive line cannot pass block or rush block, we're not doing anything. Our defense is going to be on the field forever, and they're going to get eaten up just as easy. I think that offensive linemen are very important. Of course, they're not going to get the money.
Of course they're important, but they're not more important than our defense right now. Our defense, even before Dak went out, was crappy. We couldn't stop anybody.
Now, the defense is getting better, though.
Our defense should be priority.
It's easier to get a defense better, especially if they're buying into a new system, and a lot of these players hadn't played in that defense, and there does have to be some adjustments, but by this time there should have been a lot more adjustments. So
we had 20 injuries this year, like offense and defense. The first guy to go was the defensive tackle Gerald McCoy, and then the other tackle went out. So we got a hole right there in the interior. I think it's easier to get a free agent defensive lineman than it is to get a free agent offensive lineman. That's just my opinion.
If they're not letting go of the good offensive linemen, they're not letting go of those guys.
Yeah, Ben Roethlisberger thought that the Cowboys were pretty good. That's basically what he thought, that they were.
Yeah, because Mr. 94 went in there and gave him a hard time, and also gave him a couple of first downs.
Yeah, unfortunately, man. But really, I think if they do draft one of those two quarterbacks, I think Dak stays for another year. So it's still going to cost. They'll probably just cost him some money.
I think it's too much money, Dave, to leave on the cap. They have to franchise him again. That's what 38 million for 1 year. They're not going to be able to sign anybody. They got to let him walk.
So they'll walk. They'll let him walk and just get some offensive linemen with that money that they're saving.
Yeah, it frees up money. Yeah, they need to cut the fat. They have Zeke on there with so much money on the cap. They have Lawrence, so much money in the cap. They have Jalen Smith that makes a regular tackle, and he acts like it's a game-winning tackle. I mean, they have so much fat they have to cut because they overpay these guys.
Jalen Smith has been playing bad, and in this past game, he committed 2 huge penalties that kind of cost us the game.
They did cost us the game. Not kind of cost us the game. They cost us the game.
Yeah, he pissed me off.
That's dumb play.
So if you cut Zeke, you cut Dak, you cut Lawrence, and Jalen Smith, you could bring in a great offensive line.
Well, there's a lot of dead money there, David. Like there would be a lot of dead money. I really don't know how it would work. I'm not a capologist, but like I know there's a lot of. Well,
I thought you knew better
You're
than
here for a reason, man.
Nobody knows the cap more than I do. No,
That's right.
No, but no, and I think that the game against the Steelers going back to the Cowboys is just a mirage, man. I mean, like don't drink the Kool-Aid of what happened. The Steelers came in there playing the run. They didn't even respect Gilbert. If Andy Dalton was there, it would have been confusing. I mean, they would have been playing a little bit of a balance of both. I think Gilbert being in there, they didn't respect him. They took him lightly. He's got a great name, by the way. But other than that, not much there.
Look, I think Dalton didn't show much. I think when he played, Gilbert showed some presence in the pocket. He moved around the way he should, didn't overdo it, threw some great passes, threw some bad passes. But overall, he deserves another chance, maybe, man. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. But of course,
I also agree with that. He deserves another chance. But the thing is, we did get 2 offensive linemen back. I don't know how much that played into it, but offensive linemen, like I was saying, are a big part of it. But he did roll out. He did throw some really good passes. But then again, well, he missed some. But every quarterback does that.
No.
Yeah.
No, just Dak, man. That's it.
Dak.
All right, man. There's some really good games coming up, and let's talk about 3 particular games. Colts at the Titans. I'm having trouble picking this one, so give me some pointers on this one, man.
The Titans are very 1 week they're good, 1 week they're not good. The Colts
are the same. The Colts are exactly.
The Colts are the same.
Yes,
I know.
Very hard.
They look great, and
I'm taking the Titans just because of their run game. I'm taking Derrick Henry in that run game over the Colts.
Not because of Tannehill?
Hey, you got Josh, your new quarterback, don't you?
I got Josh Allen, but I still have Tannehill. Tannehill's my boy, and he's good. But that run game is just really good. Like,
yeah, it is. Gilbert, what do you think? Who are you picking on that one?
Yeah, I mean, I think, the Colts, like sometimes they look like, they could be a dark horse, and then like sometimes they just look really terrible. And I think it's because of Phillip Rivers. He's just so inconsistent, and also has to do with age. Phillip Rivers is the same thing about Brady and Breeze. You don't know what you're going to get from him each week.
Chalik, who are you picking there?
I'm picking the Titans, and it's based more on the run game. But I do expect for it to be a back and forth game.
I think the Colts might do it, and the only reason I was looking at the defense. Colts defense is ranked. Are they ranked first? Or they're pretty high up, man. They're a good defense, especially against the run. 83.6 yards per game only. That's not bad.
I bet he gets more than 83 or whatever that was.
Yeah, 84, 85. But yeah, I'm going that way, and the defense for Tennessee has offered up 31.53 yards, so a little bit more than almost 1,000 yards more than and what the Colts have. So that's why I was leaning towards the Colts on that one. But it's a tough one to pick, man, because they're both up and down and up and down.
It's a tough one to pick, and I'm going to pick the Titans at home.
Me too.
So,
very cool. Well, I guess I'm the outlier on that one.
but hey, you could be right.
It could be. Well,
Carlos said one thing. Gilbert said the exact opposite of the exact same thing of the other team.
Yeah, so we'll see. Now the other game that looks good is Buffalo at Arizona. That's actually going to be a pretty good game as well. I don't know, Charlie, you want to start on that one?
I have to pick the Buffalo Bills here at over Arizona. Arizona has been dipping. Miami beat them, but maybe that's that Miami has been picking up their game. But I have to pick. I can't pick with Arizona right now. So
Yeah.
at the beginning of the year, I wouldn't go against them. Now, this is the second week in a row that I would pick against them.
What about you, Gilbert?
Yeah, I like the Bills as well. You took the Bills, right, Chile? The Bills?
Yeah.
I like the Bills. Well, they were dipping. Josh Allen was actually the game before this one. I think the last 3 games, they were already starting to kind of have questions about him. But this last game, he played a lot better. And I think they just have a better team overall. I think the defense will probably give Kyler Murray a little bit more problems than everybody else because that defense is solid.
Yeah.
I was seeing a report. No one on that defense has ever played against Kyler Moore, ¿verdad?
Murray.
Tyler Murray.
Or Moore either.
Murray. No one has played against him. And they're saying that it's a different type of quarterback that they're going to play against this week than.
Well, they're playing the AFC with Lamar Jackson, so I mean they should be used to like those type of quarterbacks.
That's who to compare more with. Then yes.
Yeah.
I'm picking the Bills.
Yeah, man. I'm looking here. I saw Arizona. They lost this last game against Miami just by that field goal and they could have tied it up except the guy was a yard short. For some reason I went with Arizona. It's in Arizona. Buffalo seem up and down also sometimes. Although I really like the Buffalo team, but for whatever reason I picked Arizona. I don't know why. I might have a bad week. We'll see. Jesus. All right. Anyway, Chargers at Miami. Carlos, why don't you start? It's like, who's he waving at, man? It's like me.
I think I'm going to go with the Chargers.
Oh, chinga.
And that rookie quarterback. I believe in him.
Chargers.
I'm
Okay.
go with Chargers.
All right, let's see.
Locking in my bad week again. Okay, Gilbert, what do you think, man?
Yeah, I was about to say the same thing. I like Justin Herbert. I think Justin Herbert a lot. I think he reminds me of Trevor Lawrence of Clemson, and I think that the guy's special. He looks special. He looks like the real deal, and I think they've had so much bad luck that they're due for some good luck. So I think I would take the Chargers to beat the Dolphins this week.
All right.
Even though the Dolphins are playing very well.
Yeah. And Chale?
I'm going to go with the hot streak team. I'm going to go with Miami. The Dolphins look good right now, and I think they're going to pull it out. I think that they'll win maybe by a touchdown.
Well, I think it was a good idea to get Fitzpatrick out and get 2-0 in there. It's looking like it was a good.
It worked. It not only the offense. I think it picked up the whole team. I think they're.
Well, the defense is really doing a really good job and not putting him into those games where he has to throw the ball a lot. The defense is getting so many turnovers.
Yeah, and I'm picking Miami in this one. I like the way they played. Tua's playing good, and I think he's going to continue doing what he's doing. I think they're going to pull it out one way or another. They'll pull out this game because they got to stay in the race for sure, man. And I left this little segment with more questions about my picks than answers. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
You're good.
All right, and MVP, man. Who do you guys think this year? NFL.
Right now, Russell Wilson. He needs one. He deserves this one. He's just playing so much better than everybody else right now that I think he needs this MVP.
Mm-hmm. Gilbert?
I think it's between Russell Wilson. It's a three. It's a three quarterback race. Old man Aaron Rodgers. He's got to get the sympathy vote. The sentimental vote. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And there's also what's it called? You can't go wrong with Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, probably the top three, right? And Roethlisberger, you wouldn't consider having a great start? No, not at all.
I mean, the defense is really doing better than the offense. They're the ones making the stops. But I mean, he's having a good year. You can't knock the guy. I mean, they're undefeated.
Yeah, you go 16-0. It's like it's hard to vote against you, right? So you'll see. Chale, who do you think?
Well, I have to go with Patrick Mahomes. I mean, just because it comes natural to him. But of course, Wilson is like the main guy on his team. Without him, I don't think they could win. So it all depends what you're looking for. I don't know, but I would still have to give Mahomes the edge by this much.
Wow, that's very little.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Yeah, Russell Wilson is just he's like the most professional guy that's out there, man. You saw that article on him and how much money he spends on himself, $1 million a year to take care of himself and do all this stuff that he wants to play till he's 45. I mean, that guy takes this seriously, unlike Zeke Elliott, who does not take the game seriously, and he has money, so now he does whatever the hell he wants. Very different. So I could expect Zeke to play till he's – how old is he right now?
25.
Okay, 26.
26.
I think they should move him to fullback and block for Pollard.
On the offensive line, fuck.
The way he's running, I mean, he's got no burst to the hole anymore.
Yeah, no. Pollard pops into that hole quick and he gets a few more yards every time.
Yeah, Pollard's really good, man. I like him. I hope Pollard plays a little bit more and Zeke plays.
Yeah, I don't think he's an every down back because of his size and just like his running style. But I think Pollard is a great third down back.
Yeah, we'll see, man. It would be good. And I guess last thing we were going to talk about. I don't know what was the last thing we were going to talk about, Gilbert, Carlos, Charlie.
We're going to talk about you.
But we weren't. we were going to talk about the Pittsburgh Steelers game with the Cowboys, which we have not talked about, which is weird for us not to talk about the Cowboys. But I mean, they really haven't given us. They haven't given us much to talk about. But one point that I'm going to make: defense looked really good, and I think that the Cowboys' defense is actually going to get better, and they might, if they win their division, they have a chance to do something in the playoffs, man.
But do you really want that? I mean, are they going to? Do you think they're Super Bowl? I don't think they're Super Bowl contenders. So I don't know if we want that.
No, we want to get the first pick. That's all we want.
The first pick.
Yeah, I mean, this is the year. If you're gonna do it this year.
And I think if they get healthy, they're gonna win some games. If that's the direction they're heading towards, you know what I'm saying? If they want to tank, they're gonna keep. This guy's a little bit still a little bit hurt from the ankle. We gotta keep him out a little bit longer and stuff like that because I mean, there's no sense in winning these games.
Yeah,
I think that's what we should do because those two quarterbacks can each change a franchise.
Yeah.
That's what we need. We need to rebuild. I'm tired of this.
Yeah, we need to rebuild everything, and it needs to be. And there's a lot of Dak supporters, and Dak was playing really, really good, but he's not gonna be enough, man.
I think if we didn't mess up the cap so much, they should have signed him 4 years ago. They should have signed him 4 years ago. If they didn't mess up the cap so much, we wouldn't have been in this predicament right now. And then on top of that, I mean, the Patriots are going to. Bill Belichick really wants Dak. Somebody's gonna snag him up.
Yeah.
So I mean, he's going to be fine.
Yeah, Charlie, what were you saying?
Nothing.
Okay. All right, sounds good, man. Hey guys, good talking to you guys, and we'll be I guess talking next week. Hopefully, no Cowboy game this week, so I don't have to watch football. That's good. I just have to watch my picks and see how I do. All right, guys, you all take care.
See ya.
All right. Yes.